It's long past time that we had a ceasefire and an end of the war in Gaza and the return of all the hostages. But Prime Minister Netanyahu has never prioritized the return of the hostages to their families and homes and ending the war in Gaza. He has catered at every juncture to far-right members of his government, people like Ben Gvir, people like Smotrich, who want to keep the war going, and they have all talked openly about displacing over 2 million Palestinians out of Gaza to other places. Now, they claim this is voluntary, but when you're essentially being starved to death, when you're being bombed, when members of your family have been killed and you may be killed next, that is simply ethnic cleansing by another name. As we speak, the Netanyahu government forced the international humanitarian organizations to stop delivering food aid and other humanitarian aid to Palestinian civilians in Gaza. They replaced this with a private entity that goes under the name Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, which is a shadowy group. We don't know all their sources of funding. They set up 4 food distribution locations. And when you have thousands of starving people, there's no surprise that people swarm toward the food. They're desperate to get some help for their family. And this has become a death trap because when they swarm for food, they've been killed. They've been shot and killed by members of the IDF and by mercenaries, private security contractors who are hired for this process. And what adds insult to outrage is that US taxpayer dollars are being used to fund this private organization that is essentially using starvation as a weapon. So we need to end this war. We need to get the hostages returned to their families. Donald Trump needs to do what he said he was going to do. Said he was going to do on day one. End the war in Gaza and stop contracting out US-American foreign policy to Prime Minister Netanyahu and stop using American taxpayer dollars to fund this private shadowy organization with mercenaries that is killing people who are desperately seeking food.